Welcome back, viewers and followers of the Kenyan Daily Report TV. The death of a human rights activist, Richard Otieno, has been a story that has currently caught the attention of the whole country at large. Yesterday, we spoke about it. That was after the news broke out and a lot of allegations were brought up in regards to the death of the young man. Richard Richard Otieno, Richard Raymond Otieno, popularly known as the Molo president, has always been an outspoken young leader and young youth in Molo constituency, mostly pointing out how Molo, a member of parliament, Honorable MP Kuria, has not been delivering on the manifesto that involves the people of Molo constituency. But his death came at a time that a lot of people did not expect it. Because when somebody is so outspoken in regards to certain matters, then people think that, if I call out the president or if I call out a member of parliament so openly and I'm arrested several times and the people knows my track record against this guy, then this guy cannot break the protocol and cannot break the code of conduct by going ahead to remove me from the face of the earth. We all know what has been going on social media. A lot of young men and women who have aired their opinions against different leaders have disappeared, and most of them have been found dead. Now, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, being now on the opposition side, being a man that is currently the watchdog of the government of the Republic of Kenya, he has left out a very clear message in regards to the death of the Molo president, that is Richard Otieno, which has caught the attention of the whole country at large, as the name of this young man keeps on angering and also bringing up past issues that people of this great republic of ours we call Kenya, people had buried the said issues. Now, what is happening is that this death has revived some few issues that we thought we are going to bury them. Now, let me get down to the message of the DP, that is his honorable, that is the former deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, Right Honorable Rigathi Gachagua. Gachagua, through his social media platforms, this is what he had to say in regards to the death of Raymond Molo. And apart from Rigathi Gachagua, there is a message that one Maverick AOKO Otieno has written that has caught my attention and that has brought me here in regards to this. Now listen. Rigathi says the level of political intolerance and repression in our country is reaching unproportionate and alarming levels. The gruesome and brutal murder of Raymond Otieno of Molo over the weekend is a clear testimony of another strategy of infusing fear among Kenyans in a pathetic and archaic strategy to silence government critics over failed abductions. How can a great nation like Kenya slip into trenches of a failed state where children and women have no breathing space? To the family of Raymond Otieno and the people of Molo, I share in your pain and grief. I share in your pain and grief. My deepest sympathies to you all. As we mourn the death of this promising young man, who was a great human rights defender and champion, we call for justice. His killers must be brought to book, come what may. The government of Kenya cannot afford to sit on the fence on this matter. May God rest the soul of Raymond Otieno in eternal peace and comfort his family and the people of Molo. Remember, the people, allow me to be open in matters regarding the the political happenings in the country in regards to how currently our country has been subdivided into tribal cocoons. Remember yesterday, the deputy president revealed to the people of Kenya the plan that the president has is to seclude the Mount Kenya region from the government. And when, remember, after the broad-based government agreement with Raila Odinga and William Ruto, the people who supported Raila Odinga turned against the Kikuyus. Most of them are saying that the Okuyus, or the people from the Mount Kenya region, should be secluded out of the government, and most of them should never benefit again from the government of President William Ruto. Now, this also brings up this question in this story. Raymond Richard Otieno is a young man. He was a very, very intelligent young man who saw the future of the nation. He was among those that mobilized the Gen Z in regards to demonstrating against the finance bill of the year 2024. But Raymond Richard Otieno is not a Kikuyu, but he was born and bred in Molo constituency. He was speaking the whole of Kyuk language, the whole of it, more than even the Kikuyus could comprehend. So he was a Kikuyu by heart, because if you have listened to the speeches of this young man, you realize he never associated himself with the tribal caucus. He only wanted the best of this country. Now, the question that Maverick AOKO was asked, I want you to listen to this tweet by Maverick AOKO, and you will understand the point where I'm coming from in regards to this story. Lost your pressure? Now, listen and listen very careful to this, so that we will all sail on the same boat in regards to what is happening in this great republic of ours we call Kenya. Because if we continue treading on this path where we are pretending that everything is right yet nothing is right, then we are on the wrong path. Now listen, AOKO asks this question, and I want you also to help me answer this question. She says, Kuria Kimani, MP of Molo, why have you killed Richard Otieno? What did he do that was so gruesome and unforgivable? Unaua Mjaluo, yet it was Raila, a Luo, that saved Ruto's government after June 25th. Hii moto mnawasha mtaizima kweli? We will not ban Kenya, we will ban you instead. That is a message that Maverick AOKO, one of the greatest bloggers that we have in this republic, posted out there. Now, a lot of leaders have called upon the arrest of the Molo Member of Parliament, Kuria Kimani. Kimani Kuria, yesterday after the death of this young man, called a press briefing where he informed the country that in his capacity as the Member of Parliament of Molo, he will do everything in his power and in his capacity to make sure that he helps find the culprits that were responsible for the death of the young man. But allow me to take you back to, I mentioned this before and I will mention it again. On 8th of November 2024, the late Richard Otieno was attacked by two men that he himself mentioned on his Facebook account. A young man by the name of Mavado and another one by the name of Det. They attacked him and wounded him in the head. The questions that he said they were asking him is, why are you fighting and ruining the reputation of Honorable KK Kimani Kuria? Those were the questions that they asked him. They beat him up, left him, and he proceeded to go ahead at Elbagon police station, because he comes from Elbagon ward in Molo constituency, to file a police report and obtained a P3 that led to the arrest of the said two young men on 12th of November. That is 4 days later after his attack. The four men, Mavado and Det, were arrested. After they were arrested, saa moja asubuhi, they were released later, 30 minutes later, after they made a phone call to their leader, who called the police station at Elbagon police station where they were being held and requested for their release. When the police were asked why they had been let go yet they had assaulted somebody, they said, "We have orders from above to let the young man go." So if we might, because it is less than 2 months later that the body of one Richard Otieno is found near his home while he is said to have been killed by unknown assailant. If we say that these has been events, there has been events that really saw that the life of this young man was in danger, but because he was dealing with people in power, then the constitution did not protect him. Then the law of our republic did not protect him. We always come to this end where oh, our young men are killed. When they are killed is when we come to find, to try and do investigation so that we can give family closure. Yet these young men, while they were alive, they yet made reports, they yet made allegations that their lives were in danger. So why didn't the police and the forces that we have in this country take the threats on this young man's life serious? Was it because he was questioning an ally to the president? Was it because he was questioning a member of parliament who is still holding office and he had power to influence his arrest and his releases? Because the time that the late Richard Otieno, or the late Richard Otieno Raymond has been arrested are more than 10 times. He has been arrested and released on the basis of defamation, on the basis of organizing demonstrations and all that. Among even the 17 people that had been arrested for vandalizing and burning down the home of late Honorable Kuria Kimani, the name of one Richard Otieno was there, and Richard was among the 17 that were arraigned in court. And Richard, while he was released 1 month ago before he met his demise, while he spoke in public, he said that Kimani Kuria accused him of stealing his cows and his chicken. But he said, "Me, I had no need for chicken. I had no need for cows. I have mine." So what I wanted Kimani Kuria to do is to become a responsible leader and make Molo great as he had promised in his manifesto. So why all the threats? Why all the intimidation? That is the question that the late Richard asked. But the country right now knows, and the police knows that, even let's take for example, in a case where a man dies in a family, or let's say a young lady dies who was married to a certain guy. The young man who was married to this guy, because they had a close relationship, he is taken into custody immediately. The death happens because he is the first suspect. Until he is proven innocent, that is when he is let go. The events and everything that Richard Otieno had said against Kimani Kuria, had expressed disappointments in Kimani Kuria. Everybody knew that Kimani Kuria had a bone to chew with the young man because he had ordered his arrest several times. But tell me why the DCI, the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, has not taken any step in trying to summon Kimani Kuria to answer to these questions. Kimani Kuria, to prove his innocence, what he did after the death of Richard Otieno, he called a press statement, a press briefing yesterday, where he cleared his name. But we don't want you to clear your name. Let the law take its course. Let the investigation take its course. Let you be summoned by the DCI and they do a concrete thorough investigations into the matter and let them clear you of any wrongdoing in the said case of the murder of the young man. You are not the one to explain to us that you're innocent. It's the law that is supposed to do that. Because you are men, several times, I mean, 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, they had assaulted the young man, beaten him up. When he reported and they were arrested, you made a phone call to the police station and asked for their release. So, where are we heading as a country, as Rigathi Gachagua asks us? Hmm? A lot of people are saying it blatantly clear that Kimani Kuria, you are the one that is involved in this death. So tell us the reason why you killed this young man. And I shall remind you, as I said yesterday, we have had cases where leaders, because they are in power, they just get away with murder. We have the case of the Meru Governor Kawira Mwangasa being implicated in the death and murder of one sniper, the young man that was killed in Meru County for opposing the governor. We have the case of one young man from Mombasa who goons were hired to take advantage of him. Now I can record video. Governor Abdul Swamad never faced any wrath of the law. There is no justice has ever been served in that matter. The same thing to the case of Sniper. The body of Sniper has never been buried even today. So here we have another case of a young man, an activist, just because of airing his views against the member of parliament, he disappears, and the investigative bodies we have in this country just let everything slip off their hands. What country are we living in? As Gachagua asks us. I leave it there. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for more news and more trading stories.